I have zero experience cutting hair, and yet I still took this failing barbershop to almost $10,000 a month in just 90 days. I'm gonna share the full backstory of how we got the business and walk you through exactly what we did to grow the shop. So if you're thinking about buying a boring business, you can follow the same playbook. It's about knowing how to position a brand, make people trust you quickly, and create a smooth experience from the second someone sees your shop to the moment they go to pay. That means doing things like dialing in your digital presence so you look legit everywhere, upgrading the physical space so people want to come in and sit down, and setting up simple systems so people can book easily, your team can get paid, and the whole thing is built to scale. Because at the end of the day, business is just human behavior. If you understand what makes people feel safe, excited, confident, you're going to win. I'll be honest with you, a barbershop was never something I expected to own, but here's how it happened. One night, I was getting a haircut from a barbershop that had just opened up in my area. It was their second location, so I thought, these guys must be doing something right. And the guy cutting my hair, we were chopping it up, no pun intended, when all of a sudden, he started spilling the sauce, telling me how much he makes, how many cuts he does per day, how many days he works, how the shop got started, and how much he thinks the owners are making. And I'm sitting there like, okay, $30 a cut, 10 cuts a day, 10 barbers, 6 days a week. That's $18,000 a week. Wait, that's $936,000 a year for a barbershop? Bro, I was mind blown. So as soon as we wrapped up the cut, I ran to my car and I called my business partner. No hello, no context, just, bro, we need to start buying barbershops. And then he hit me with the craziest response. He said, did you hear? So-and-so's brother has a barbershop and he's looking to sell. The shop is struggling and I was literally just about to call you. So you down to buy it? Here's the thing. In business, speed is everything. Set up the meeting right away. So the next day we drive over and we're sitting with the owner. We spend a few hours talking, getting a feel for his story, how the shop got started, what the shop looks like behind the scenes. And it became clear pretty fast. This guy was an excellent barber. He just had no business experience whatsoever. But that's when the light bulb went off. Instead of buying the shop outright, we realized it might actually make more sense to keep this guy on as a co-owner. He'd handle the servicing, the supplies, and the day-to-day on the floor. And we'd take over the business side, the operations, the marketing, the systems. It was a very clear win-win. And during the conversation, he started opening up about the industry. This wasn't a one-off situation, it was a trend. There are barbers all over the place thinking, I know how to cut hair, I can open up my own spot. It's gonna be easy. But what they don't realize is cutting hair and running a business are two totally different things. So I thought if I could turn this one around, I could probably do this again and again and again. And that's where people like you and I come in. We don't need to cut hair. We don't need clippers. We need systems. We need vision. We need to know how to apply structure to chaos. And if you've been in business long enough, you come to realize most of the money, it's not made through some flashy tactics or some crazy hacks. It's made by understanding how people feel, think, and make decisions. Now let's get into the good stuff. The shop we took over was in a decent location. Not amazing foot traffic, but it wasn't dead either. It was solid enough to work with. Inside, there was 2 barbers besides the owner. Chairs, mirrors, stations, all the basics were there. And honestly, the interior was pretty clean. Forest green walls, brown leather chairs, black accents everywhere. It gave like a chill, modern vibe. The foundation was there, but the revenue, man, we're talking like 2 to 3K a month total. So we knew right away we had a lot of work to do. And the very first thing we worked on was the brand. The original name was something super abstract, super artsy and confusing, something that I honestly had to Google to understand what it even meant. That just isn't going to work, because when people are looking for a service, especially something local, they're scanning fast. If you don't make sense in 2 seconds, you're invisible. So we changed it to something simple and catchy. And most importantly, we made sure that the name had barbershops in it. Not barbershop, barbershops, plural, because It makes people feel like, man, these guys have multiple locations. They must be doing something right. It's a chain, it's credibility, it's consistency. And even if there's only one location, it plants a seed in their head. And that's the whole point. You want to make a brand feel bigger than what it actually is. It also future-proofs the name for growth because we're not looking to play small. We want to grow. We cleaned up the logo too. It's bold. It's letter-based, it's clean. Something that goes well on shirts, hats, signage, Instagram profiles, all of it. Because branding isn't just design, it's psychology. It's how fast someone can identify you, remember you, and trust you enough to want to book. And the faster that happens, the faster your calendar is going to get full of bookings. Next up was digital presence. Now, we went really hard on this, and I'm talking Google My Business, Yelp, Apple Maps, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Booksy, which I'm going to talk about in a second. We made sure everything was lined up. The hours, the phone number, the address, and the same booking link. And real photos of real cuts. Do not use stock images. People can tell. We asked every single happy client to leave us a review. Why? Because people don't want to think. They want instant confirmation that you're legit. And that's called cognitive ease. When everything's clean and consistent, the brain goes, yup, I trust this and I want it. When people feel safe, they book faster. But we didn't stop there. We had the barbers start filming their cuts more often, more angles, more details. And all the raw footage we collected and passed it on to an editor who could turn it into really good content. Why? Because when you keep showing up, people start gravitating towards you, even if they don't realize it. That's exposure bias. Their brain says, I keep seeing this. They must be good. Think about Instagram or any other social media platform. You keep seeing the same creator over and over and over. You almost can't stop thinking about them after seeing their video. And we doubled down on running ads just so we could get more eyeballs on our page, our posts, and hopefully more engagement, which we did. We got more likes, more comments, more shares, and the people seeing this happen, they assume the crowd is here. I want to see what's up. And that's social proof. But all of that means nothing if your work is not great. Luckily, our barber is a beast. He really knows how to get down on a haircut, especially with scissors. And scissor work is like the black belt of barbering. It's precise, it's advanced, and it's respected. So the cuts we posted wasn't just content, it was craftsmanship. We had everyone's favorite barber coming on and commenting, man, this is really good. I wish I could cut like this. And when clients saw that consistently, they thought, this guy must be the best around. I'm gonna book. Now I want to talk about Booksy, which was honestly a game changer. It's basically the open table of barbers. Clients can book, see your availability, check your reviews, view photos of past haircuts, and even get reminders of their appointment. And the best part, they actually have a Booksy boosting guide, which if you follow step by step all the way through, they will actually promote you on their page to get you more clients. That means you're showing up in front of people that are ready to book right away. You're not trying to convince strangers, you're just catching warm traffic. So it's a really easy sale, and that's smart business. You don't want to create demand from scratch. You want to get in front of existing demand. Where are your clients? Where are they looking for you? That's channel psychology. Go where the attention actually lives. So by optimizing our profile, we were able to get bookings from people who had never heard of our shop. Complete strangers and very little marketing spend. That's the power of being visible on the right platform. Once the digital side was solid, we moved on to the physical presence of the shop because the real world experience has just as much psychological impact. From the outside, you couldn't even tell it was a barbershop. There was no pole, no signage, no energy, just a plain storefront. That's a missed opportunity because when people are walking by, their brains are scanning for signals, familiar ones. So we jumped on Amazon and grabbed an open now sign, a barber pole, and a laminated QR code we could post on the door for easier booking because visuals like this trigger recognition. It's just immediate clarity. We also trained the barbers to greet every single customer as they walked in. Nothing crazy, just simple, hey, welcome in. And you'd be shocked at how many shops actually miss out on this. You walk in and it's like you're invisible. Barbers just like mean mugging you like you interrupted their vibe. It makes me want to just walk back out. And finally, we added a reception desk because People don't know where to go. Do I sit? Do I shout over the music? Do I tap someone on the shoulder? How do I get someone's attention to let them know I'm here for my cut? That created friction. And the reception desk gave us a clear spot to check in, a place to ask questions, and a way to book or pay on the spot. And that's a frictionless flow. The brain loves it. So when we got to the shop, it was running the classic booth rental model. Barbers paid a flat weekly fee to use a chair, and the owner made money from collecting rent. It's common, it's simple, but it's limiting. That model works if you're still cutting hair because it subsidizes your income. But if you're trying to step back and run a business like a business, that's where it gets tight real fast. You can't scale, you can't reward growth, and you can't build culture because it's just pay your rent, do your cuts, and go home. And honestly, it attracts the wrong barber. I've never really met someone who had a chair rental and hustled, who had true ambition. These people always want to coast, and that's not the environment we were building. We want hustlers because a hustler environment breeds more hustlers. The energy multiplies. So we made a switch to the commission model, 60-40 or 70-30 based on performance. And yeah, we lost the barber in that process. It sucks, but the barber who stayed, he started promoting, posting. It lit a fire under his ass. And guess what? He started making 4 times the amount of money. And from there, we didn't do anything crazy. We didn't work 80-hour weeks. I didn't take the red or blue pill. Just small, consistent improvements, week after week. And the result, we took a struggling barbershop from $2 to $3K a month to almost $10,000 a month in 90 days. And if we stay on track, Booksy says we're going to be at about 30 to 40K a month by the end of the year from just one barbershop. And again, we still don't cut hair because at the end of the day, business is not about doing everything yourself. It's about understanding how people think and then building systems around that. That's how you win. So if you're looking for a business that's simple, essential, and full of opportunities, barbershops might be your lane. So if this video sparked something in you, it gave you ideas, it maybe made you think differently about business, here's what I want you to do. Like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment that says Barbershop Playbook. So that way I know you made it all the way till the end, because this is just the beginning. Let's build.